Hey friends, welcome back to OG Universe. Thank you so much for stopping by. As you saw in my previous shorts, we're doing some toy surgery. We have these three unique Batman figures. They all have that neck and head sculpt combination where there's no neck peg, it's just one solid piece. And these three figures have that gray and black kind of motif going on. So I thought, okay, let's switch things up. Let's refresh the collection and do some different head swaps. I really found it interesting and I appreciated the head sculpts a lot more on these different body bugs. Now, if you're a follower of the channel, we did some extensive reworking on that Hush infected Superman body buck. We extended the torso. We swapped out the neck peg for that longer neck peg to give a better range of motion on those Superman figures, which just had no neck whatsoever. Worked out really well. Great feedback, and I really appreciate all the feedback I got. It seems like it went over quite well. Let's do it with these Batman figures. Batman's probably my favorite character next to Superman. And just to refresh these figures and give them some new life, because some of these figures are pretty old, especially that Dark Knight's Metal. That's from 2020. And to refresh them, I just did a review on that entire wave of the Merciless Build-A-Figure. And it was nice to see that some of these sculpts really hold up after 3 years. I know it doesn't seem like a long time ago, but sculpts change really quick. Innovations in technology for articulation, all that kind of stuff advances pretty quickly, and Mcfarlane did an amazing job. When you think about that Detective Comics 1000 Batman to these Batmans, there's a huge difference and a huge leap in quality and definitely sculpts. So let's start things off with the Batman from the Three Jokers. So this Batman is a bit modified. As you know, the original release has the gray kind of underwear. I didn't like that at all. I don't like my Batman in that gray tone. Didn't like it in the new 52. I appreciate just having that more classic look. It did have the grapple launcher. I just did some dry brushing on it because I just didn't like the plain black casted plastic. It needed some life to it. But what we did, we put the Greg Capullo designed sculpted rendition of Batman from Dark Knight's Metal and put it onto this figure block. Really simple to do as well. All you do is just put it under boiling hot water. The neck will be moldable, pop it off, and there you go. And I really like the way this looks. It's a traditional kind of stylized Batman, very comic book stylized, but it has a bit of that. There's an artist from Batman a long time ago. He created a character called Grendel. His name is Matt Wagner. When I see this head sculpt, I see a bit of Greg Capullo, but I definitely see more of a Matt Wagner kind of stylization. And I really like the way this looks. Now, unfortunately, the head sculpt itself did have this really ugly seam. You gotta remember, this is from 3 years ago where Mcfarlane was just kind of testing things out with the DC Multiverse. So this thing, yeah, you don't see that anymore, this really ugly seam line there. But yeah, it looks great. I really appreciate this figure even more now, having that new refreshed head sculpt, and it just gives way to a really cool looking Batman figure. Now we'll also look at this guy here. Now this guy has a bit of a history. So this is the Hush body buck. We've seen this quite a few times. Now, unfortunately, this came in the 2-pack with Hush, but it had that problem of the black elbow joints. It did not look good. There was, I guess, a screw up in the factory. Something pretty messed up happened there, but you can kind of overlook that because this is a fantastic body buck. It's a really nice sculpted Batman. Now we have a brand new release of this figure in the black and gray with the neutral head sculpt by Jim Lee, and that is hitting stores right now, I believe. Probably we're in November 5th, 6th, and yeah, it's hitting stores, so I'm definitely gonna pick that one up. And I might swap out the head and put this one on there because I really like this head sculpt. This one is a Jason Fabok rendition from the Three Jokers Batman series. I love that series. It was such a good story, beautiful artwork, and Jason Fabok is one of the nicest guys I've met. I've seen him at multiple comic book conventions. He takes a lot of time to talk to his fans, sign stuff. Really nice person as well. And he's Canadian too, so that's pretty cool. But now what I really like about this head sculpt, it's unique. The fact that the ears here, it almost has a Wolverine kind of feel going on to it with that black section right there has a very leathery texture to it, a very tough weathered Batman that's seen a lot of action. And man, this just looks so good on this body buck as well. It's fantastic. The elbows, yeah, I hate those elbows. I don't like them at all. But if you overlook that and just have this awesome looking Batman, holy, it's going to be impressive on your shelf for sure. And it switches up that Jim Lee stylized head sculpt, because we're getting black, blue, a darker shade of blue. You know, it just gives us some kind of a refresh. Now, the one that I think might be my absolute favorite out of all three of these is this one here from Dark Knight's Metal. Now, this Screaming Ahead sculpt, people are just not feeling the vibes on it. But with this body buck, the battle damage, the axes, and the stuff he went through in Dark Knight's Metal, this suits it to a T. I absolutely love this head sculpt. It captures that Jim Lee artwork, and you still have the full range of movement. You have all the articulation. And doing these head swaps, I definitely appreciate this head sculpt and this style of the neck and the head sculpt being one piece even more, because you do have such a great range of movement. I know a lot of people don't like it, but man, after playing around with these, doing the toy surgery, I'm a really big fan of it. I think it looks absolutely awesome. And the fact that you can just get that really kind of lower chin, lower looking, visible kind of look, it is so damn good. So, plus, this is a phenomenal head sculpt. This captures Jim Lee artwork to a T, and it looks so damn good. So, got the double axes, all the battle damage that's going on in this figure. Now, there is another version of this figure that was a single release. It didn't include the Merciless body Build-A-Figure part. And all these scratches and details like that are all painted in red to represent some blood. And I thought that was really cool. I remember that came out at Toys R Us here in Canada, I think about 2 Christmases ago. And man, those were flying off the shelves. Who doesn't want a bloody Batman for Christmas, right? Really well done figure. And this extra attention to detail, swapping out the head, just makes this figure even better. I absolutely love it. This could be contender for my favorite Batman figure, the slight modifications here. So guys, there you go. Super simple, easy toy surgery that anyone can do. Boil and pop, swap out those heads, switch them any way you want. For myself, these are the combos that I liked. I'd love to hear in the comments what you would do with these head sculpts. Who do you swap out the heads with and kind of make a new body buck, a new style Batman, to refresh your collection. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and stay tuned for more.